Well, I'm heading towards the workshop. Today is more work to be done. So this is where you get the old welcome back and get the rundown of what I'm going to be doing in this video. And I think today what I'm going to be doing in this video is finishing the wings, that's what I'm calling them, or the mount for the camper back to the Lexus, because it's kind of a complex piece since it's kind of right between the doors. I didn't realize how many weird angles have to happen there for the structure, obviously, to seal it and to make it look aesthetically pleasing, because it's actually quite ugly without a cover. It's just all this metal work, you know? So that's probably what I'm gonna do today, is figure that out and maybe build some of the platform for the box to sit onto, because that box is kind of a weird rake to the frame, and I'll probably cut the frame down, shorten it, and then bring it up higher to catch the floor. This way I can put the water tank and fuel tank and like everything like up underneath the truck nice and high. And I'm gonna try to rake the back of it. Not all that's gonna happen today, but we'll see how far we get. All right, what you're looking at there is the first side wing, I'm calling it, to mount the cab to the camper butt. And it's going to be the first of a couple complex cuts and designs to make this all flow together. Since the Sunraider is 10 inches shorter than the LX, I kind of have to make that up without making it look stupid. So since the wheel well has to move forward anyway, I'm basically going to plate the bottom of this thing in aluminum and steel, and then move the wheel well forward, and then plate it all up and put a pipe across it. So this is the first piece. It goes right here. Right here is where that first piece is going. And it's gonna go right across that bottom line there, and then all the way out, and then straight down onto here. And then a plate will connect this down the side here. So it'll basically be like a nice square, or almost like an L shape right here. So let's get that piece cut and put in. For this cut, I'm gonna go with the plasma cutter because it's clean, quick, and no consumables. Plus it's a lot quieter. I love this thing. So I got my wings welded on. Now I needed a piece that's 50 inches long and 13.5 inches wide. So let's see what I got. Okay, the metal pile. This is, 13.5. That's perfect. But is it 50 inches tall? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, sweet. All right, looks like I have the exact piece of metal. So let's dig it out of there. Oh, that's sharp. Oh, I got it. 13.5 wide, that's important, and 49.5 inches tall. Well, we're a ½ inch short. I think I can make that work. I might have to add a piece, but it's probably better than trying to cut another one down. I don't think I have any other 13.5ers. Now I have to figure out the top. All right, so here we are with the camper. Let's throw some wide angle on that. We have this flappy wing I'm building here. It goes clean across the floor. I know it's hard to see because it's dark in there and I can't really get the light to catch it. But as you can see, this dark plate is actually metal. Let's see if we can give the old zoom. There we go. So we built that big, heavy son of a gun. This guy is gonna fit flat against this, boop. And then, wide angle. The wings are gonna come up here, connect and wrap around. And it's gonna end there, and I'm probably gonna connect aluminum to this plate. Sorry, I'm giving you guys a little bird there. We're gonna connect aluminum here and run that out in this square. This whole square is basically another sheet of aluminum, which will double up the floor for strength, and it will give me a little bit of material to help close this gap. Closer this gap is better for a mechanical fastener. Because I really don't want a chemical bond. I kind of want a mechanical bond, and then the chemical will simply seal it. And yeah, that's what I'm probably gonna try to do today, and then maybe make the piece that's gonna fit between here. I'm going to put steel, obviously, weld it to the B pillar's strongest point, which is this seam, because it's catching 3 pieces of metal, and then connect it to here, and that'll close this entire gap. Then I have to come up with some sort of beauty cap to shut this and make it look nice and smooth. Metal is going to be adhered to here to make it nice and square, kind of get rid of this rounded end that used to match the old truck, because right now they don't line up at all. So we're going to fix that hideous mess, which will also hide the frame, I just noticed. So that's what we're going to do here, hopefully today. Now that you see what I'm up to, I guess I got to start on it. So let me get my little measuring tape. I have measuring tapes all over the garage. If you don't have measuring tapes all over your garage, may I make that recommendation? Buy these things at Harbor Freight, get the yellow ones, and leave them everywhere because you always need them. And what I'll do is I'll put a pencil or a marker or something, and I'll usually clip it to the little lanyard. This way, anytime you grab your tape measure, you're grabbing the marker and the tape measure together. And it's not bad to be hanging off of there. Yeah, it's a little flappy, but you always have it. Do that. You're gonna love it. So that's what it looks like. So when you're looking around for your tape measure, you also have your marker. All right, I made my little cardboard cutout. These things are fantastic. Every time I get lazy and don't make a cardboard template, I realize that I'm an idiot, and so I make a cardboard template, and it's so much easier than walking around with a sheet of steel. So let's go mark it out. Okay, we lay down our little cardboard template. I'm gonna go ahead and trace this, make it a little darker. All right, we should have a mark, and we do. Measure twice, mark it, cut once. Oh, we burn up a tip. Look at that. Blew that thing right up. All right, ready to rock. Voila. Next. All right, so the next step of the process is to pretty it up a little bit with the old grinder. That's acceptable. That's the outside, so I want that to look a little more square. All right, I got some of the fitment done on the wings here. The roof's kind of giving me a challenge. This here has to line up better, and it also has to fit this architectural curve that also changes on its radius. It flattens here and it's more round here. It was completely made and molded to fit the 84 truck. So the Lexus, not so much, but I'm getting pretty close. It's just a lot of hammering, but it's starting to take a shape. Okay, so I got the wings built. A lot of just staring at it, really. Not that much action, just a lot of staring. I cut them out, welded them together, ground the crap out of them, and this is the rough copy here. I'm not going to weld them solid, like seam them, weld them to seal them. I'm actually going to spot weld them and then seam seal them with a seam sealer because I don't really need to be wasting that much weld. Plus, the outside's actually going to have a cover where the door will be. This whole adhering to the truck has been really racking my brain because there's nothing there and it's all stepped and cut and the back door being missing the way it was cut is just really difficult to envision. Even though I have a very good ability to envision it, it's been giving me a run for the money because I want to do it once. I don't want to cut it and then find out I shouldn't have cut it or do it another way. So I think I'm up to the point where I can safely cut out the extra trimmings from the old pass-through. Since the truck was so narrow, it's narrow. So the Lexus is much wider, so I'm going to make it wider, which is great. I'll have a lot more room. It's going to be pretty nice. But I think I got to cut that so I could get a better look at it. So let's cut that out of the way and then stare at it some more. All right, let's make some holes. Oh boy. Of course, it's just, everything is in my way. Everything is in the way here. Oh my gosh, it hit me right in the knee. Oh, that hurt. It wasn't even that heavy. Okay, I'm starting to see what I'm after here. All right, other side. Everything about that sucked. I hate fiberglass. Well, after gobs of cutting and grinding, I have 80% of the cab converted to accept the Sunraider. That's a lot of work. Really ran into a lot of just tight fit, you know, because it was molded to the 84 truck, which is nothing like the LX. So obviously, I just got done cleaning up a little bit. I made a wing to complete the top of the pass-through on the camper butt, and I just painted it. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm going to let paint dry, and I'm gonna go inside and get all this itchy fiberglass and the smell of raccoon urine off of me. I'm probably gonna end this video here, and tomorrow I'm gonna work on the frame in the back and start building the platform that's going to hold the camper. Now that I have it lined up pretty good on the camper box, I am going to make the same chunk for the frame. The frame doesn't look like it's going to be too terribly bad because it's just long, larger pieces, but who knows what that'll turn into. I already know I'm going to cut the back half of the frame off because there's nothing there that I need, and I'm going to raise it and run it out the back. So that should clean up the back half. Obviously, the floor in the camper is shot, so I got to fix that. But I got to get the front 4 body mounts made up, and I'll probably do that tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head inside, and I'll see you next video.